Ever wonder if it was possible to get the full story of everything right from the very start, like the Big Bang all the way down to the present?
Well, we reckon it's possible, and it's time to put it plainly right now. G'day, I'm Shannon.
And I'm Sherry. Welcome back. Today we're talking about everything.
Literally everything: how the universe, the solar system, the earth, life, cities, empires, and people all came to be.
That's 13.7 billion years wrapped up in one short episode.
So let's put it plainly for you.
Before there was any heat, there was nothing. No light, no sound, no space, no time.
Then out of nowhere, everything began. They call this the Big Bang, but it wasn't a bang like an explosion.
That's right. It was basically space itself expanding from something unimaginably small and hot.
In the first few minutes, energy condensed into matter, and matter formed the simplest atoms: hydrogen and helium.
The young universe was a dark soup of gas, slowly pulled together by gravity into dense clouds.
After a few 100 million years, those clouds light up and the first stars were born.
Stars are the universe's factories. Inside them, nuclear fusion turns simple atoms into heavier ones: carbon, oxygen, and iron.
When those early stars ran out of fuel, they exploded as supernovas, spreading out their elements across space.
The stardust drifted through space, bumping together to make new stars and planets.
So everything we see today, planets, oceans, trees, and even us, it's all built from the ashes of those very long dead stars.
And that's not poetry, by the way, it's physics, just saying.
You see, around 4.6 billion years ago, a cloud of stardust in one corner of the Milky Way started spinning.
Gravity pulled the center tight until it burst into a new star, our sun.
The leftover gas and rocks swirled around it, bumping together to make planets.
The third one from the sun, a rocky ball just at the right distance, became Earth.
At first it was chaos. Meteors smashed into the surface, volcanoes poured out lava, and the air was just toxic.
But slowly the planet cooled, rain started falling, and oceans began to form.
Somewhere in those oceans, lightning and chemistry got quite creative.
Simple molecules linked up, copying themselves again and again.
Those self-copying molecules became the first life, tiny single-celled organisms drifting through ancient seas.
They learned to use sunlight for energy, photosynthesis, and filled the air with oxygen.
Then about 600 million years ago, some cells started working together.
They shared jobs, some moved, some protected, some digested food.
That corporation created life with multiple cells: plants, animals, fungi, all the good stuff, you know?
Around 540 million years ago, there was what scientists call the Cambrian explosion.
Suddenly the oceans filled with new life forms: worms, sponges, fish, trilobites, everything competing and evolving.
Life hopped onto land, plants started to take root, insects began buzzing, reptiles began crawling, and our planet slowly became green.
Dinosaurs appeared and dominated for over 160 million years.
And then came an asteroid, 65 million years ago. A rock from space crashed into the Earth, kicked up dust, blocked sunlight, and wiped out about 75% of our species.
That disaster cleared the way for mammals, small furry survivors who'd been hiding in the shadows.
About 6 million years ago, some primates in Africa began walking on two legs. Standing up freed their hands to carry things and use tools. Over time, their brains got bigger as well.
Our ancestors began using fire, another huge breakthrough, and that kept us warm, scared off predators, and cooked food for more energy.
But our greatest invention wasn't even physical. It's what we use literally every episode. To put it plainly for you: language.
Spot on, Shares. With words we could share ideas, teach skills, and plan ahead.
Quite right, Shan. This ability to pass knowledge from one generation to the next is called collective learning.
It sure is, and no other species on Earth can do it like we can, Shares. Once we've been through the trial and error, we record our experiments using language so future generations don't have to make the same mistakes again.
And that's what results in progress in innovation. So by about 200,000 years ago, modern humans, Homo sapiens, started to emerge.
They painted caves and made jewelry and imagined goddesses and gods.
And within tens of thousands of years, they had spread to every continent except Antarctica.
Hunters, gatherers, storytellers, humans could survive anywhere from deserts to ice sheets.
For most of our stories, humans lived on the move, following animals and seasons.
Then, around 10,000 years ago, we figured out how to just stay put.
We began farming in the Middle East. People planted wheat in China. They grew rice. In the Americas, maize and potato.
Farming meant food surpluses. Surpluses meant bigger families and permanent homes.
Villages became towns, towns became cities, and cities became empires.
We invented writing to track our crops and trade, laws to keep justice, governments to manage resources, taxes to pay for the whole thing, and belief systems to explain our place in the universe.
But farming also brought new challenges: disease, inequality, and war, seemingly infinite number of folks chasing finite resources.
Still, it was the start of everything that followed: art, architecture, and organized knowledge.
The first great civilizations emerged along river valleys: the Nile in Egypt, the Euphrates in Iraq, and the Indus in Pakistan, three of the oldest.
And these river valley civilizations built monuments and temples that still stand today.
Empires rose and fell: Greeks, Romans, Persians, Chinese, Maya, Inca, you name it.
Trade routes like the Silk Road linked the world's continents centuries before aeroplanes even existed.
And between 800 BC and about 800 AD came an age that saw the birth of many organized spiritual and philosophical traditions all over the world.
Take, for instance, Hinduism and Buddhism in the subcontinent, Confucianism in China, Greek philosophy in Europe, Zoroastrianism in Persia, Judaism and Christianity and Islam in the Middle East.
They all had a crack at the same sorts of questions. Who are we? Why do we exist? What's right and wrong? Is there life beyond this one?
And their answers still shape the moral foundations of our world today.
Knowledge was humanity's new energy source, and we were just getting started.
Fast forward to the last 500 years, navigation, maps, and the compass made long-distance travel possible.
Explorers sailed across the oceans, connecting the planet for the first time. The old world met the new world.
It brought global trade, cultural exchange, conquest, and slavery.
But it also sparked revolutions in science and technology.
The printing press meant ideas could spread faster than ever before.
Rapid growth in literacy meant that ideas were no longer confined to a small number of elites. The regular person could now have a stake in it all. The scientific revolution followed next. Galileo turned telescopes to the sky. Newton wrote down the laws of motion.
Humanity began to understand that the world ran on natural laws and not just magic.
And this rapid growth in knowledge led to machines, engines, and eventually industries.
The 1700s and the 1800s changed everything again.
Steam engines turned coal into power. Factories mass-produced goods. Large cities almost grew overnight.
People left farms to work in factories, populations exploded, and unfortunately came with a lot of pollution.
Electricity, railways, and telegraphs, and eventually telephones connected people across vast distances.
Science unlocked new materials, new medicines, and new energy sources.
In just 2 centuries, we went from riding horses to flying planes.
But progress too came with its own challenges: inequality, colonization, and overdependence on natural resources.
So for the first time, human activity began changing the planet faster than nature could keep up.
The 1900s brought more change than any other period in our story.
2 world wars, nuclear weapons, space travel, antibiotics, and computers.
We discovered DNA, split the atom, and landed on the moon.
Then came the internet, linking billions of people and ideas across the globe.
Human population passed 8 billion, and our technology now reshapes the climate itself.
This was an age of great human influence that began to reshape our planet.
And dare I say, on a scale never seen previously, yet for the first time we're actually aware of it. We can measure our impact and choose what happens next. That's the challenge of our time.
If the whole 13.7 billion year story of the universe was squeezed into 1 calendar year, here's how it would look. The Big Bang happens on January the 1st. The Milky Way forms in March.
Earth appears in the early September, and life begins later that month.
Dinosaurs show up Christmas Day and vanish about a week later.
Humans arrive at about 8 minutes to midnight on December the 31st.
Everything since the Industrial Revolution, like cars, electricity, phones, literally fits into the last second before midnight.
We are cosmic newborns. We've already learned to reshape the planet.
Well, just imagine what the next few seconds could bring, if only we use them wisely.
See, learning about the past isn't just about memorizing dates, it's about seeing those connections.
The universe does its things step by step. Simple things combine to make more complex things.
Atoms become stars, stars become planets, chemistry becomes biology, and biology becomes consciousness.
And that's us. We're part of that same chain, the latest link in a story that is still being written.
The same physics that formed galaxies also shape the neurons firing in our brains right now.
And that's what makes understanding the full scale of our own journey so powerful.
So when you zoom out this far, it's easy to feel small, like our lives are just a speck in cosmic time.
And that's exactly what makes humans precious. Out of all that chaos, the universe still managed to produce curious beings who think, make mistakes, learn, build, destroy, rebuild, and fall in love.
We're stardust that learn to care.
What's next depends on what we choose to do.
So let's continue to be curious and keep exploring new ideas together.
And never forget, every one of us is part of something truly extraordinary.
I'm Shannon.
And I'm Sherry. Thanks for watching Put It Plainly.
Like, subscribe, and click on that bell icon.
And don't forget, we're all made up stars.
So keep shining, and we'll see you next time on Put It Plainly.